speaker. It's so amazing how fast the hours fly. I used to think that the hour would be so short, so long. Before you know it, you're having so much fun. Hi, Hilda. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello.
Woo!
Hi there.
I love that. Hi.
I'm kind of boxed in here.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh my. That
Miriam,
was such a treat.
Is it your birthday today?
It is my birthday. See?
Happy birthday. You do such an amazing job.
Thank you. Thank you, Hilda.
And on your birthday as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
It's 8
So,
o'clock.
I mean, this is the best place to spend my birthday with everyone. So I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yes.
And,
yeah. So we're going to introduce you with our little bio so everyone can get really familiar with you and see the awesome, amazing works. This is like African prince heaven.
Yeah, it's all around the place.
It's all around you. It's so beautiful. Oh my God. So Ernest, please take us away and let's see a little bit about Hilda.
مشوار الزين يا يا بسابة أصيب بسابة يا بسابة.
Wow, awesome.
Hi everyone, my name is Hilde Hoogwaarts and I love working with African fabrics in my quilts and boxes. Here are a few boxes that I have made before. I make boxes out of acid-free cardboards and I use white glue that is water-based. The boxes have different sizes and it depends for what purpose you want to use them. This, for instance, has a loose lid and on the inside is fabric and my business card. Here you can put in, I don't know, keys, whatever. This box is a tea box made with another design, and the tassel is recycled bead from Ghana. All these fabrics I bought in Ghana when I lived there for 3 years. I lived in Accra for my husband's job. And I just fell in love with all the fabrics. And it is, what I really like is that when you fold the fabric around the box, it comes together in different ways. This is another tea box. And it's the placement of the design and the prints of the pattern. This is one of my favorites. It's a fantastic print called La Familia. And inside I've put a tray for the tools. There's even a pincushion. This is to store your rotary cutter or scissor. And in here is a cutting mat. And it's you can get it out, but it's a bit tight. If you use a little tool, that happens. It's a loose cutting mat. So, and the other one is this one with the speed bird. I really like the inside. As you can see, the inside for this one is a little higher. The inside box, they call it a neck, and this is a box for intermediate level. I teach different levels, and today I'm going to show you the beginner's box. It's a small one, and the lid is more simple. It doesn't go and falls over a neck, and the inside is also lower. Because fabric frays, you have to work with that, and I'll show you when we get along. This box is what we're going to make. I'll show you what I've prepared. These pieces are the outside box, 6 pieces, because it's the bottom, the top, the 4 sides, and that together is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the inside, you need the same amount, 6 pieces. The bottom, the side panels, and the inside lid. The inside lid falls perfectly inside the inside, so to hold it, and it's a little tight to get it open. For the covering, for the fabric, I have chosen this piece of fabric, one of my favorites. And I like to use, it doesn't matter. Now I have to take care that there's a front and a back, which for African fabric is sometimes very hard to see, but then the wordings on the selvage help. So this is the front, and I place it on the back side of the fabric. Now let me put the inside panels to the sides. Now when you have a design on the fabric, you want to make sure it's going the right way when you place your lid on it. So yeah, you have to keep an eye on that when you do that. I'm going really fast today, but if you want to do the same thing, make a box with fabric, you can go to my YouTube channel under my name Hilde Hoogwaarts, and I have several levels, the beginner's level, and it's cut up in pieces so you can really go slowly through the process of cutting the cardboard, gluing it together. How do you place your fabric? How do you make the inside? And last but not least, how to place the tassel. But first, I'm going to do this one for this box, and I like to have something funny on the lid itself, but I need place for the, yeah, this can go. Will this look okay? Yeah, can. Okay, so I want that specific design on my lid. I place it on top and I take care I still have enough fabric to the sides. Ooh, that's ample. I need to move it up a little bit. I need this extra to fold inside. So this can do. And I'll take a pencil and I go around that piece of cardboard so I know where I will place it. I'm going to mark all the sides and then cut out that piece of fabric with an extra seam allowance of about 3/4 of an inch, 1.5 centimeter to 2 centimeters. That is enough, and then you can get rid of that whole big piece of fabric, otherwise it's not easy to work with. So you can see I've placed the lid, then I placed the back of the box, the bottom, and then I flip it over one more time and go around the front panel. I flip it back to the base and I go to the side, so I have the side panels marked on the fabric. And I do the same on that part. So before I cut the fabric, I double check if I have 6 pieces marked on my fabric. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. I use the rotary cutter to go along, and I take about 1.5 centimeters outside every marked panel. So I'm now going to glue the box onto the fabric onto the box, and I use this tray, and I have already put in some glue. I use water-based glue, also called PVA or school glue. It dries clear, which is really nice. I'm not using bookbinder's glue because that is thicker and dries very quick, and I wanted to be able to be a little bit more less stressed, and I like to work in a nice pace. I've put glue on the base of the box. That's where I start, and I place it inside the mark lines for the base. I place it on top and turn it upside down, and I push the glue into the fabric so there are no bubbles and it's nice and smooth around it. Then I'm going to trim down the fabric a little bit closer to the drawing lines, which is easier to do now the big piece is gone. I'm cutting away until about 1/4 inch or 1/2 centimeter outside the marked line. So I keep the fabric too big, a little bit too big. It's a seam allowance. Then in the corners I go and miter towards the cardboard corner. I do the same on this side. Cut away the fabric and I miter the corner. Do the same on the back. Cut away a little bit and then I miter the corner. I'm not cutting away. I can work as precise as possible. So I start with gluing the front. I put some glue on my roller. I roll it out so it's not too thick. If it's too thick, then it may stain the fabric. And that's what we don't want. So I put it on top. I bring it up from the bottom and I push it onto the cardboard. Small folds are going to be pushed out. So what I want to do next is bring this fabric around the edges and inside, but it's too big, so I need to trim down. This outside corner is going to go away. A box like the sewing box with the chicken on it I showed you just before is a next level I haven't made videos for yet, so that's going to come. Anyway, I have cut in the meantime the side panels. They go along the edge here, around the corner. This part is going to go in, but I want also a small piece to go on top of the cardboard. So all cardboard is covered by the ends of this whole box making process. So I make little cuts, almost the thickness of the cardboard, so they stay on top, and this one goes in. This is a little too long. I trim that down, and now I can glue. I do it. So step 1 is done. The first stage. Inside is enforced, and this is the outside. Now I'm going to prepare the inside of the box. I've chosen this blue fabric to cover the inside of the box, and I start with the bottom plate. Glue on the bottom plate of the inside box, and I just place it immediately on the wrong side of the fabric, and a little bit away from the side because of the self-edge. So I press it out, and now I take my rotary cutter and go along the edge of the cardboard, not cutting in the cardboard. So yes. And this goes straight into the box. I put glue. And I place it inside. Press it. Okay. And there it is, the inside. Last but not least, the inside lid. So I slowly but steadily get there. So that is done. This part is going to go on the inside here, about in the middle, but I want to put a tassel that comes out in between the two pieces. And now it has to dry before I close it, and I use my special cloth packs. You can also use these kind of things. I prefer these, no problem. There it is. I let it dry for 5 minutes, and then I take off the packs, and the box is ready. Here is the box that I just made in a very quick demonstration, and I really like it. And I put some tools in it, handy to keep near my sewing machine. So thank you so much for watching the video, and if you're interested, as I said before, go to my YouTube channel and see if you can make the card boxes. Box making is what I really like to do in between making my quilts. It's a short and quick project, and it's a nice gift box or a handy storage thing. Thank you. Hope to see you soon. Bye.
So many comments. Everyone sees gifts.
Yeah.
They look at your boxes and they just see gifts.
Gift boxes.
That's awesome.
That's what they are. They're lovely.
Thank you so much for the free tutorial. I can't believe it's free on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. There, I have several levels, and you can just follow step by step, and I have divided them in small sections. So you can go for one little piece and go to the next step and the next step. Yeah, it's on the YouTube. For free.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm so excited to have you here, Hilde. You know that. Can you tell us a bit about yourself? We want to know a bit about yourself, how you started your creative journey, and you know how you got into the so many creative things that you do.
A long story short, no. I grew up with two creative parents. My mother was sewing, and in the same room, my dad had his wood bench and was making all kinds of things. So from her side, I got the sewing tricks, and from his side, I got the electricity tricks and the hammer and whatever it was. And when I met my husband, he was working for a shipping company, and when we got married, we started traveling the world and lived in 30 years we lived in 4 continents, 11 countries, and all these tools I've learned, or the tricks of the trade I learned from my parents, were very handy with every move we had to do. Our first move was to Atlanta, where we lived for 3 years, Atlanta, America. And that's where I started quilting in Roswell, Georgia. We lived in Marietta. And then we moved on to Hong Kong. And the babies were still very young, so I didn't do a lot of quilting. After Hong Kong, we moved to Italy. Quilting was not really popular then. It was about 25 years ago. Right now, it's very popular. In Spain, we lived in Spain for a while. After Spain, we moved to Singapore. And in Singapore, there was a very active quilting community and a big quilting group where I got to know several people who are watching now. Hi, girls. Anyway, it was there where I really got triggered by using bright colors. Café facet fabrics were on the market. And I also met a Dutch lady in this quilting group who had a lovely sewing box with her. And I said, hey, I like that. Oh, I can show you. So she showed me how to make it. And we had so much fun together. We started giving workshops. After Singapore, we moved to Vietnam. And then I started really having my business called Cargo Boxes. And I teach classes in box making. Yeah, and after Vietnam, we moved to Brazil, and we lived in Sao Paulo, and the fabrics there were a little bit hard to get.
Wow.
Were more imported fabrics and not really the fabrics I fell in love with. So I was glad I had some stash built up. After Brazil, we moved to Chile, Santiago, and there everywhere, in all the places, I met other people who were quilting, sewing, and that was always my safety net, where I met people, made new friends. And also in Santiago, I met a lovely lady, Patricia, who now lives in Atlanta. And she triggered me to explore explore more in colors, in new designs, go free, think out of the box. And luckily I still have contact with her. And after Santiago, we moved to Africa. And because in Ghana, that's where we moved to, I knew beforehand that it's the land of the colors, of all the African prints. And I said, okay, I want to challenge myself. After having moved around for so many times, I thought I lock myself up in the house, go out for shopping fabrics, and then come back in the house with a lot of fabric and start making new quilts. Use traditional patterns, but use the African colors, because I love the bold colors. Well, you can see this. So yeah, that's how I, it's a little bit in a short version, how I started playing with the African fabrics. Yeah.
Wow, that is an exciting story, an exciting life. And so now that I'm hearing you saying Singapore, Santiago, Italy, I can hear a little bit of Italian accent in your voice, you know? Yeah, you picked up, I think, the sounds of all the places that you have been to, and it just makes your voice so lovely. All the continents of the world in one lifetime. That's a blessing.
Almost.
You know?
Yes, and
so
yeah.
A few people want to know. Yeah.
Yeah, what
no, sorry, go ahead.
No. Well, I the use of bold colors, I heard Sandra.
Okay, a few people wanted to know.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. The time lag is making this crazy, but just go ahead. I'll keep quiet.
Okay, well, I finished my, Sandra was saying that it depends on where you come from, where your roots are, you use the bold colors. So I think my roots are somewhere around the equator, because the use of bold colors is not common in Holland, where it is not always a warm climate. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but you do it so beautifully. I think you do it better than most of us here. So I was saying that, so I don't forget, someone asked, what type of cardboard?
That's a good question.
Do you use for the boxes?
Yeah, that's a good question. I use PVA, that's the glue. Acid-free cardboard. Acid-free cardboard I can get here in Holland, and in America you can get as well. There are several different thicknesses. Most of the time I use 2.5 millimeter in metrics. I'm not so good now with the inches, but if you can look that up on Google, how big that is. I use 3 millimeter, I use 1 millimeter for the inside. Sometimes when the box is bigger, I use a little thicker. I have a beginner's video and I explain everything. So if you go to the YouTube channel, you can find the information there. So when I was teaching
Okay.
in Ghana, they only had Chinese cardboard there, so
Yes.
I was allowed to bring in 2 suitcases. So one suitcase was always full with cardboard. So that suitcase was loaded, was so heavy. But so all my students were always working with good quality cardboard.
Yes. Oh, wow. I think we I studied architecture, by the way. So I think we had some really thick use for modeling the little houses we were taught to draw. So I think that kind of cardboard would also work.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
forgotten the name now, but I think that would also work.
Yeah.
How big, how large are the cardboards?
When I buy the cardboard as a sheet, it is it's big, and I cut them up with
Yes.
with a box cutter, things like this.
Yes.
And,
Wow.
but yeah, I put the boxes to the side because I think
Yes, that's exactly what we use in architecture. Yes.
Yeah, okay, but I think maybe when I
Yeah.
move to
So I think that means I have a chance of. Go ahead, please. Sorry.
No.
It's crazy.
Oh, please, your turn. Oh dear. I don't hear
But
anything.
we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you.
Okay,
I was
good.
saying that I have a good chance of making the cardboards, because if we have those for architecture, then that means I can find the really thick about that.
Yeah. And if you cannot find a thicker one, you just place 2 pieces together and you have a thicker one. As long as there's glue in between, it's sturdy.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
But
yes. Okay. So tell us about, do you host workshops? Okay.
I do. I do. I want to get started again when this whole era of the COVID-19 is finished. I haven't been teaching for a while, but I really, yeah, my plan is to get that started again. Yeah. And every time I make a box, it's so much fun. Yeah.
Oh, so please, as soon as you get your workshops up, please let us know so we can let everybody know and we can sign up to learn, because it's really something amazing to, we really want to do that. Everybody wants to know about the quilts, but we want to make you wait. Just continue to feast your eyes until we get to the question about the quilts.
Talking about this one here is 9 by 9 feet, 3 by 3 meter. I've made this one as a backdrop for a wedding. But before I could make this one, I made a study of the Kaleidoscope, and it's the pattern by Ricky Tim. I bought the book Cool Ricky Tim, Cool Kaleidoscope Quilts, and I started from there. When I moved, just a few weeks before I moved to Ghana, I went to Birmingham to the quilt show, Quilt Festival, and there was a stall selling African fabrics. And that's the shop. There's also a shop in England that sells the African fabrics. And I asked them, do you have a package of a few fabrics of Ghana? And I chose one. And that was the only fabric I brought with me, because when you move to a new country, you cannot go straight away in the house. So I was staying in a kind of a furnished apartment, and I was hand stitching. And this is what I made with that fabric that was in the package. That was my first Kaleidoscope quilt. Ricky Tim is explaining in the book perfectly
Wow.
how to center. But I had fabric left over from that package, and I still had to stay in that apartment. So I took a pencil and paper, and I started extending the lines, and I added. So from here, from this part on to the outside, is what I added to the original pattern of Ricky Tim. It's all mirrored. It's all mirrored. And it's stripes of fabric together, but it's the placement where you do what. So that was my first one in the study of Kaleidoscope. Then I have to get it. Well, in the meantime, you can have a better look. This one, whoops, is 1 meter. This is 1 meter. And as you can, well, this was also a study, but you don't know where your eye is going to. You know, it's very busy. It's green. And maybe you can see that I use the speed birds.
Yes.
That is one of my favorite prints in the African prints. So, but this one is very loud and very busy. So I thought, okay, I need to change something to bring a little bit of less chaos. Then,
Yes.
whoops, this one came up. Here, it's the same pattern, but it's way more peaceful. And I started using the birds in the center. And I also added fussy cutting. Whereas Ricky Tim has strips of fabric, I started using fussy cutting. And I looked at the designs of the fabric. So instead of stripes, it's one piece of fabric. Yeah. So that's a little bit of the journey, the study of the Kaleidoscope, going to this huge one. Now this quilt was I sent this quilt to the Birmingham Quilt Festival. Because at the Birmingham Quilt Festival they accept all the quilts, and that's something that's less scary than sending in a picture of your quilt to Houston or another show. And it is accepted. So, and I what I like is sharing what I like to do with other people. And it's also showing what you can do with African fabrics within a traditional pattern. So I didn't want a prize. Yes.
It's just awesome.
Yeah. To win a prize or to get really knowledge or by the jury of a competition, you need a lot of quilting. You need to add applique. There's so many things you really need to add. I haven't done that. I just brought the fabric together, and I want the fabric to speak. And so I only quilted it in the ditch, so only in the seams, because well, quilting this one by hand is a never-ending story. I will never do that. And to have it commercially quilted or on a long arm, I don't know where to quilt it, you know. So I just like it as it is. But for a competition, it's not quilted enough. So, but that's okay for me. I just enjoy it.
Oh, oh, it's so beautiful. You know, I remember the first time I saw it, Sue shared it with me and she said, oh, you have to see this. There's this. I was at the Birmingham Quilt Festival and I saw this quilt and I had to take the picture of the quilt and I had to take the name of the person, you know, the name that they stick on the wall by the quilts. She took the name, the picture of the name and the picture of the quilts and she sent it to me and I was like, oh, Sue, this is what we're talking about. This is what African fabrics can do. You know, it was just so awesome. It's breathtaking. You know, Hilda, it doesn't matter. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful.
Well, then I have to.
Someone is saying that it's wonderful to see your progression with the mini sizes. It's wonderful to see your progression with the mini sizes and then how it all, and everything that you have learned is just in that quilt.
Yeah.
You know.
And a lot of.
So what you're saying is that all the placements is in the tutorial.
How to set up a pattern. How to set up a pattern like this kaleidoscope is in the book of Ricky Tim. Called Kaleidoscope Quilt.
Okay.
So, and
it's really beautiful. And then someone is asking that
what is someone asking?
Asking how you get to hang your quilts on the frame, on the canvas, like.
Okay. How can I? Well, yeah, I don't have a loose sample, but if you have the quilt, I quilted with a cotton back first, and on the end, at the top, the sides, I place an extra piece of about 4 inch, and the corners I sew together. So you have this little shape coming up, and I put the frame inside that a shape, and then I just fold over the fabric to the back, and I staple it. Just like a painter would put the canvas on his frame before starting to paint. And sometimes I really like putting the quilt on a frame because it makes it stronger in a way, but I do also like the quilts to be used as comfort, to keep you warm, or to decorate on the bed or on the sofa. I have more quilts for you if you want me to show.
Yes.
It takes a while, but that's okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, well, I have to, I set up something.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Okay, I'll start with a smaller one. And what I do, I can put it up just like this. So it hangs.
Wow.
Let me see. Where are you? Oh, yeah. This is well, a double wedding ring. Can you see?
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah, this is my
awesome.
Yeah, thank you. It's not that when I start with a quilt, I never know where I end.
Wow.
I pull out like 5, 6 fabrics, and then I end up with only 2 of those, and I have to add in others, because when you place them, it doesn't work always like you think they will. So like I said before, I want the fabrics to speak together, to resonate together. And I don't know that beforehand. I do that just with looking at it, taking a picture, go away, just replace or alternate or skip, take a picture, walk away. So that, yeah, that's how I work. I never have a preset plan except for the pattern.
It just comes alive. And you know what excites me about the quilts? When I see pieces of African fabrics that I can recognize. I can see the record there, that's vintage, the turquoise or the jewel tone emerald kind of, and then down there, the purple, you know, I can see Sweet Mother there. I just get excited because it's like, to me, it's comforting. I can identify with it. Beauty like this is a part of me.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Yeah.
I think that's a flying horse. Yeah, it's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. It's so amazing. So many vintage prints there. So many familiar prints to me. Yes. It's just amazing, Hilda. What you've done is amazing. I see a wrapper to the left that my mom used to have when I was younger. You know, it's just so amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now the next one.
The green one. It's one of the rings.
The ring. Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. I know. Okay, another one.
Yes. Yeah.
This is a
wow. Oh. I love this. It's so wonderful.
See?
Oh my God.
Let me put the chair away. So this is my Lone Star.
Oh my gosh.
Really, big pieces.
It's so amazing.
What is the name again of the blue and white fabric? Yes, a name. I don't know anymore. Anyway, so that's one.
Oh, yeah, I've forgotten. Yes.
Okay.
I see so many of them. I remember that I can't remember the names. Like the brown one behind you with the symbols. This is just beautiful. I think this is one of my favorite patterns.
Yeah, the Lone Star is so nice, traditional. Okay. I hope this works.
Oh, Hilda. Oh.
You should see me.
Oh my. Oh.
These are all, this is a sunburst. I call it the sunburst. And these are all leftovers. This is all scraps. And I just made one of the people I really like or who inspires me is Victoria Findlay Wolf from New York. I have her templates. I work with her templates, and she also has this small principle of 15 minutes play a day. Every day you sew for 15 minutes. And during those 15 minutes, you just put scraps, you sew scraps together, make new fabric until you have enough where you can put your template on or put out a shape. So if you are sometimes I don't know, I don't have
Wow.
inspiration, I will do that. So these are all diamond shapes made with scrap fabrics. I separated the colors except for the center. Center, I used a kaleidoscope of color, rainbow.
Yes, yes.
And then it's the rainbow colors, or I call it the sunburst. Yeah. It's on my bed. It's one of my favorites. Not for sale.
Wow.
And
yes,
then,
it is. I love it.
Isn't it? This one is more this is with applique. Can you see?
It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Oh my.
On the back, I've used a very stiff fabric. Some fabrics are more stiff than other fabrics.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I think they're perfect for wall hanging quilts for the back because they're nice and stiff.
Okay.
They stay in shape. I also living in Ghana, of course, I traveled around the country a little bit, and I came in contact with kente weavers. I love kente. Kente is our small strips, small strips of fabric. This is a strip, and this is another strip, and they are sewn together in a women's cloth, so you can wrap around. And I added, I made this on top of a kente cloth. On my Instagram or on my website, it's better to see. It's getting dark here, it's evening.
Yeah.
So I use that. That is not quilted.
Yes.
It's just one layer of fabric. It's the fabric with an applique as a wall hanging art. Yeah.
Wow. That is like an exhibition. You just give an exhibition.
Yeah, it's showing. I want to share what's
awesome.
You can do so much with the fabrics, and you have brought together all these people for the last 4 days, and every person does a different thing, and it's so interesting. And I hope to inspire people to just bring the colors together. And also, when you think it doesn't match, get out of your comfort zone and just do it, because when you have the same fabric coming back in a different place of the quilt, it will come together.
Yes, 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 yes. You just said it perfectly. Even if you think it doesn't match, get out of your comfort zone and just do it. I don't think I've ever seen any African print that doesn't match. They all match somehow.
That's how I learned. That's what I learned when looking at the women in Africa. I mean, they have these cloths wrapped around their bodies, and I thought, oh, I would never do that. Wear those colors together, and I thought, hey, get out of your comfort zone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, the clothes that we wear, we're just so used to seeing, silk, you know. Sometimes you actually see people wearing a different fabric up and a different fabric down in completely contrasting colors.
Yeah,
but it works.
It works. And yeah.
Oh my gosh, Hilda, you've been, I always can't believe how fast the hour goes.
Yeah. It's amazing. When you talk about something you like, it's the passion for the same thing.
Truly, thank you so much for coming. You know, I'm kind of when you see something that is so beautiful, it just I don't know, it's just so beautiful that I'm just kind of at a loss for words.
I'm sorry.
You know, and then you take your time and you put together these. it takes you just put it together and it's just so beautiful and it's so large, you know, and you just go for it. It's so beautiful. Thank you so much. So much. Thank you. Well, thank you for agreeing to do this. Thank you, Sue, for telling me about Hilda. Thank you, Hilda, that when I got into your email, you know, you opened up and you're here. You know, this is what we're talking about, an African fabrics movement. This is it. Your work typifies that. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you
so much. The excitement is real. We can't wait to have your workshops on. Yeah, thank you so much. I know you're going to be coming back for the speakers panel, so maybe you want to take a little break before we get back on. I'll just chat a bit before it's you're prepared.
Yeah,
I see that you're prepared. I think we'll just go right into it. Sue is here. Hi, Sue. Yeah. Workshops on. Yeah. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Oh my gosh. You're going to be coming back for the speakers panel. So maybe you want to take a little break before we get back. Sue, I think you're, but you can come on. It's okay to come on. We'll just go right into it and just keep chatting.
How are you?
Yay.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm just changing from one to another. I just changed to my speakers and my microphone. I just check it's all working.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you. It's lovely. I think everything's good. Nice to see you. And Hilda, nice to see you in person too. It's amazing.
Hi, Sue. Thank you for introducing me to Miriam.
Oh, we said we can find this lady. If we can't find her, we will. I said I know some Dutch quilters. We'll talk to Jeltje. We'll talk to Lucy. We'll see who knows Hilda, and we'll find you. No problem.
It's a small world.
It is a small world, but it's a wonderful world. And
it was a mission trying to find you from Australia and Africa.
Yes, but we tracked her down.